Skyler Farley, and I'm assistant strength coach at UNC Charlotte, where I work with women's basketball and men's tennis. And today I want to talk a little about weight room culture. Now, I do a lot of Bible reading, so I wanted to use an analogy that I found in Nehemiah that talks about the Israelites rebuilding and resurrecting this wall. And it's a very long, arduous process, and it talks about in one hand they carried a brick, and in the opposite hand they carried a sword. And there's a difference between carrying a sword because you're scared of something versus you have something that's worth protecting. And I think about the process of creating the culture we've wanted here at Charlotte. It has been a long process, it's a tiring process, and all the work and effort that goes into that is something that's worth protecting. So when I look at the building process, first I've got to have a blueprint, and in my mind that represents the standards that we set. There's a great quote that says, if you raise the bar, you lose the losers. If you lower the bar, you lose the winners. So in my mind, we came in day one with a very high standard and expectations, and we weren't willing to lower that for anyone. Now, the foundation of this building's got to be confidence. So in my mind, there's a difference between having dictations and constantly badgering someone and saying, hey, you're not good enough, you didn't reach my standard, versus saying, the standard reflects my belief in you. And when you can finally believe yourself to the same extent that I have belief in you, then you have confidence. So ultimately, we're trying to create more confident athletes to step on the floor. So the standard never comes down. We're constantly instilling confidence. But like anything else, that confidence doesn't just come from me building you up and having this false sense of bravado. I've got to put you in position to be uncomfortable so that you can step out in the unknown, conquer something, and then come back from that and know that you're a better person for that. One of my favorite things to hear in the weight room is someone saying, well, I'm a little nervous about that, Skyler. I've never done that before, and I'm not really sure if I'm going to be successful in that. And then they try it, or I've asked them to go up in weight because I know that they can do that, and they do it. And now there's a sense of confidence that comes with that. And those are stepping stones, and it's like a brick being laid on a wall. Every time they do that, there's a greater sense of confidence, especially with female athletes I work with. The first time they do a pull-up, the whole room's going nuts for them. There's a celebration. That's something they've never done in a lifetime. Now you start adding, you double someone's squat, whatever movement you're using in your program, when you ask people to do something they've never done before and then they see themselves doing those things, they can reflect back on the journey and where they've started and see how much better of an athlete they are. Going along with that has got to be positive energy, because sometimes they're not going to be able to do what you ask them to. Whether that's a psychological thing or they just didn't show up on that given day, and you've got to be ready to put positive energy in the weight room all the time. You've got to be the thermostat. You create the energy, you set the tempo, set the pace in the weight room. And with every critique that you're going to lay down on someone, there's got to be something positive they're doing well. Constantly build people up. We're not trying to tear people down here. We're not trying to just kick people's ass all the time. We want them to leave here feeling better about themselves and more confident. So when they step on the court, that confidence translates. Now, in terms of the sword that we're protecting the culture, three of the biggest problems I see with our athletes are entitlement, over-entertainment, and just this sense of, it's going to be given to me. So the biggest thing I look at is, first of all, with the over-entertainment, we've got a bunch of people that are walking around in a hypnotic, almost zombie-like state. So what do we do about that? I want to create a sense of awareness from the moment they step in the weight room. So to me, if I see somebody yawning, their shoulders slumped forward, bad body language, we're going to weed that out immediately. Any one of those signs is 25 up-downs. That might seem crazy. The first day I was here, we did over 100 up-downs, and that's not the goal of our training. But if I can't get them at least to show up and be engaged and fully awake and mentally prepared, then nothing we're going to do that day is going to matter. So as soon as I see someone yawning, I love calling them out, roasting them on that, 25 up-downs, and then it kind of ignites a spark. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to look like when I'm in the weight room. In terms of entitlement, you've got to be just as hard on the person who's the best on your team as the walk-on. Everyone's got to be held to that same standard all the time. Nothing's given to you just because of your God-given talent. In fact, I would actually hold someone with more talent to a higher level because I expect that much more out of them. So constantly putting the positive energy into the weight room, building confidence, having high standards, knowing what your program is setting out to do in that given year, that's the building process, weeding out the poor body language, the sense of entitlement, whatever else it is. If you do those things every single day and you bring passion to what you do, I think you're going to have a winning culture and you're going to get kids to buy in because of the confidence you have in what you're doing. I want to thank Coach Mack for this opportunity to talk about this today. I appreciate your time.